Not often that we get to kick off coverage of a new series here in the playoffs, but what better place to kick off coverage than, hey, in one of the most hotly anticipated races that a racing season could possibly provide. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the state of the Great Lakes and to Michigan International Speedway. My name is Ola Rempo, bringing you all of racing action from start to finish for the Lake Storage 90. This is the Intense Racing Sim Series and race 14 of competition. Taking over coverage for today, the original broadcaster for this series unable to make the call this afternoon, so we got coverage of race 14. You can catch the remainder of this racing series over on Virtual Motorsports TV for all the races prior and after racing action this afternoon. It's going to be a wild show this afternoon. 90 laps of truck racing getting set to kick off from this 2-mile behemoth. It is going to be an absolute barn burner from start to finish. Everybody is hyped up racing action this afternoon. 10 drivers have been reset in the points after the last 13 weeks. We're ready to take a look at who in those top 10 is going to be making contention for the championship here this afternoon. Those point standings up on your screen now. Drew Cox took the win in the regular season championship. He now stands with 2,030 points, 15 points of those over the regular season championship, and then 5 for each win on the season. Also with 2 wins on the season, Marco Limbivans and Ethan Sky Menjecic, apologies if I butcher that name. Cade Cannon then brings it up along with Jeremy Pienta, Joshua Sutherland, and Blake Witkowski, all with 1 win on the boards, with Elijah Fisher, Connor Gibson, and Stephen Henning closing out the playoff field this afternoon. Critically, Connor Gibson not present this afternoon. That's going to be a huge shakeup in the points. It's a 3-race dash from here until things get completely reset once again for the top 6 in their next shootout. So there is a lot to be had in these first few weeks. You cannot afford an off week for even a single moment. The next race is coming on up. Once you get out of this first race in the round of 10, you've got Martinsville coming up next week, 125 laps. Then another 100 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So you've gone 2 effective plate tracks with these trucks, and then a short track, the shortest of short tracks in the midst of all of that. Holy cow, I mean, what an opening round to the playoffs. And that'll, of course, set things up for the round of 6. But that is, of course, all coming up in just a few moments. For now, We are getting set to close things out here for qualifying on this absolutely fantastic Thursday afternoon. This race, of course, a good precursor to the Speed Cup Series that'll be taking over Thursday night coverage. That'll be coming on up with the Eliminator setting things up for their season opener next Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. But for now, racing action this afternoon being brought to you by Lake Storage over in Fairfield Bay, and then, of course, by 213 Simware, main sponsors for the Intense Racing Sim Series. We'll get to all of the nuances that this racing is going to provide to us in just a few moments. For now, it's time to take a rundown of through our opening ceremonies. When we return, it's the starter grid with 20-plus trucks getting ready to rumble to life. Stay with us. Qualifying draws to a close at Michigan International Speedway. Time to get the party started and see who's going to be lining up where when we go racing for 90 laps and 100-some miles over here at Michigan International Speedway. Started on pole position this afternoon, it is going to be none other than Blake Witkowski, a big contender in the playoff run alongside Drew Cox. Steve Henning and Mark Allen Bivens make it a playoff driver 1, 2, 3, and 4, with 4 separate teams who represented on the front 2 rows. Matthew Greenhouse for Lucky Dog Racing starts in the number 5 spot alongside Josh Henderson on row number 3. Row 4 holds Josh Brackett for Cox Motorsports alongside Nathan Johnson. Benjamin Romano and Shane Hard will bring up the top 10, and then it is a playoff driver row number 6 with Cade Cannon and Ethan Skye. Jack Mumbert will be in the number 13 spot, Caden Bailey in the number 14 spot for Vice Motorsports. Cash Felber will be in 15th alongside Bivens Motorsports driver Keegan Clark. Roman Felber will be in the 17th place position. Joshua Sutherland down in 18th place for the Nut Motorsports crew. Then it's Aaron Stanton in 19th. And Jeremy Pienta rounding out the top 20. Closing out the field this afternoon, it'll be Marco Romero, Brandon Mayfield, and Elijah Fisher, the Falcon Motorsports driver, not putting down a lap time in this session this afternoon. That's a very interesting call from that you did not see Fisher putting down a time in this afternoon. I mean, I really thought, you want to get off your playoff run to an extremely strong start. You cannot afford to be on the outside looking in for this one. And I mean, kind of taking a look at where Fisher closed things out at the end of the race at the Darlington Raceway just a little while ago. It was a bit of an interesting one, right? I mean, you had a lot of drivers that were kind of getting into the mix here with these guys, and Fisher himself, driver that finished 5th place in the points, so I'm very surprised that we don't see him qualifying this afternoon. Now, here's the big thing. Winning your in is in effect this afternoon, so the winner of this race, if it's a playoff driver, they are going to be managing to fight their way in towards the next round of competition for the playoffs. That is going to be huge, right? That is going to be an absolutely massive drive that these drivers are going to have to contend with this afternoon. So who knows how this one's going to pan on out, but winning your in always ups the intensity. It's going to make tempers overflow next week at the Martinsville Speedway. It could make tempers overflow here tonight. We've seen fights break out on Green Flag TV at this big 2-mile behemoth. Who knows how this race is going to pan out? All 23 trucks did take to the starting grid. So it'll be a full field as we work our way down through turn numbers 3 and 4. This time by ready to go green. iRacing pace car going to make the drive through turn numbers 3 and 4. And as always, we are happy that you are all joining us, whether you might be new to the series, whether you might be a returning fan. It's nice to have you along regardless. Pace car pulls down and into pit road. Time to get the party started. And as the green flag gets set to drop this afternoon, it's go, go, go for the playoffs! Off at turn number 4, Blake Witkowski going to be leading the line in the 1 degree. Whoa, trouble! Multiple trucks hard into the outside wall of turn number 4. Sliding down. Caden Bailey hard into the pit wall. Rebounds back. Hits the other wall. Monster crash coming down the front straightaway and into pit road. No caution will keep a green, but a monster crash there for Caden Bailey, and already we've got the Vice Motorsports driver out of the race early on, and there will be a manual yellow thrown for that. No surprise. Rulebook does dictate the admins can throw a caution if one reasonably would have been thrown. And if ever there was an applicable situation, that would have been it right there. That is a terrifying wreck to see. Blake Witkowski leads the way from Cox from Bivens. Take a look at what happened here to Caden Bailey and this wild ride that he took at a pit road. So somebody gets loose. That was the 95 truck that got to the outside wall there. That was Nathan Johnson. 22 of Shane Haar got in, and then Bailey just slides down and, oh my God, slammed into that pit road, Mark Martin style, rebounded out, and could have probably sheared that truck in half if this were the real world. Right there, oh my word. Hit the back end, that rebound to the front end. That is one of the most violent pit road wrecks I have ever seen in my life on iRacing. Did not take long for us to slow things down in this one. Jeez. Take a ride on board with Bailey here. Well, that'll be that. I mean, that's how quickly your race can come to an end. Several drivers at pit road: Steve Henning, Cade Cannon, Stanton, Fisher, Johnson, and Haar all in pit road. The back two, no surprise on these guys coming down to the lane. They kind of needed it, in all honesty. So the field going to be working itself around. We'll try to get racing action back underway. Lights still on aboard the iRacing pace car. No surprise on this one. It'll be a hot minute before we can get this race back underway. A terrifying crash, though, for Caden Bailey, and that is probably one of the worst possible impacts we could have gotten here this afternoon. We'll try to bring the number 96 into the broadcast booth. He is back out into the racetrack. Cade, this is Noel Rempel. You got me?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, not an ideal way to start this race. One of the most violent pit road wrecks I think I've ever seen in my life. Talk us through what you saw throughout all that.
I just seen a guy check up in front of me, and I just got scared, and I couldn't hit the brakes hard enough, and next thing you know, just pit lane and go.
Well, you were able to use that quick repair, get that truck back out on the racetrack. You are a lap down, though. What's going to be the game plan from here to the end?
Just try to play it smart, just like regular races. Just try to stick up high here at Michigan, save tires as much as I can, and just wait for that lucky dog.
Well, if the restart is anything to go by, it might not be long for you to get back on the lead lap. Good luck on the restart.
Thank you.
Jaden Bailey, the driver to kill Mississippi, going to be bringing it home. 23rd place right now. You will get the chance, though, to rally back, and oh boy. Hope he wasn't in VR. That could be disorienting to be caught out like that. Working down the back straightaway. Blake Witkowski takes up the top spot again from Drew Cox and from Mark Allen Bivens. Joshua Sutherland, a driver that started way down the field, already up to 6th as a result of a strong drive throughout that opening lap. We didn't get a full lap of green flag running to kick the night off. We'll look to try it again this time by. We swing around through turns 3 and 4. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Let's try it again. Already Bivens dropping way down the field as the Young Guns Motorsports driver going to head to the tail end of the field. Potentially, he's got problems. He can't get that truck into gear. Huge issue for the 76. Transmission failure or a wheel failure or something, but he cannot get this truck to shift through the gears. He just now got it into 4th as he makes his way down the back straightaway, but he's lost the draft. He's in dire need of a caution to get himself back in the fight. Nathan Johnson comes down the pit road in the number 95 Ford F-150. Potential restart violation on his machine. Meanwhile, Witkowski still holds the lead. Joshua Sutherland, though, started his race back in 17th. He is up to 2nd. He'll drop back to 3rd. Matthew Greathouse, the Lucky Dog Racing driver, picks up the number 2 spot. He looks at the inside. And at turn number 3, Greathouse to the point. Cox in behind. Look out as Cox sent up the racetrack. His teammate fires it up the middle line. The number 20 machine of Josh Brackett gets into the middle groove, 3 wide. Keegan Clark picks up 2 for 2 down low with that one, but a close shave. Coming through turn 4, Greathouse still with the inside, still pushing for the lead in 1 and 2. Huge outside drive from Witkowski. He'll fend off Greathouse for the lead. Henderson now looks for the bottom side in the number 71 for the X-Side F-150. Henderson down low, Sutherland up top. Will we go 4 on the front straightaway? No, we will not. We'll keep it 3. The 21 couldn't get the lunge in there. Drew Cox forced to back out. But boy, it is a dogfight right now for the top spots here. Look at the 71 with the lunge. Josh Henderson is not taking prisoners today. He shoots to the number 2 spot. Ethan Sky up 10 spots. He's trying to now power back for 2nd around the top shelf. Cuts across the nose. Contact and almost 3 wide for the lead. Sky forced to back out. Henderson forces the issue. Stuffs it in on the inside of Witkowski to go for the lead. It is an intense grudge match right now for the race lead. Right on board with Greathouse. He's got the 20 of Witkowski up top. Blake Witkowski not looking to let this lead go easily for the Capital Esports, number 28. Oh, contact again for the lead! Sliding out as they get off of turn number 2. We're going to recover, and Henderson maintains the top spot. Sky in second, and Witkowski shuffling out. He's into the top 5. Holy cannoli, this is not going to last much longer than this. These guys cannot get this field sorted. I mean, they got to calm down. It's a long race. I mean, I talked about aggression picking up. It's a playoff race. Not to this extent, though. We're on lap 11 of 90. Some restraint, please. I only got so much voice in me when you do a solo show like this. Sky clears up across the nose of Henderson. And with Henderson and Sutherland being side by side, he should be able to start to build up a little bit of a gap, and he will not. Caution flag comes out. We got problems with Roman Felber at the tail of the field. Big damage on the number 73. He's forced to take the tow. So Roman Felber looking to be the center of attention for this one. Just lost it all by himself coming off of turn 2. The USPS 73 Tundra slides around, just misses the 99 on the inside. Felber down, hard lick into the inside wall. Vicious impact on the back straightaway. That's 2 hard hits in a row. Again, that caution had been thrown. Slid down and boom. Talk about a wallop of a hit there. Not a lot of brake. You can hear him kind of pedaling it the entire way around. I don't know if he thought he was going to save that or what, but that truck, I mean, when it hooked big. You want to talk about a hard hit? I mean, it doesn't get much more brutal than that. It's been there's no other way to put it, right? It's been a bloody opening round of this race so far. Lights remain on aboard the iRacing pace car. A lot of drivers, though, in a pit road this time by. Fuel only for most. Drew Cox leading the way out of pit road. Josh Henderson staying extra. He's actually having to take some damage repairs. 17 seconds in the box for Keegan Clark. Bivens drops to 9 to the 13-second stop. So mixed call on tires and fuel this afternoon. Some interesting calls being displayed throughout this field. Let's try to get a word with one of the Falcon Motorsports drivers. This is going to be Steve Henning Jr. into the broadcast booth. Steve, this is Noel Rempel up here. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, a mixed call on drivers coming down the pit road. Some took tires, some took 2, some took fuel. You were one of those, and then some stayed out. What's the game on the strategy for now?
Just hoping to stay out of the mess out back there right now.
7th place on the restart. So far, you have stayed out of the mess. Got a game plan for the restart and the rest of the race?
Just go with the fastest lane, basically.
Well, sounds like a solid plan. Keep it simple, and hopefully simple wins out today. I wish the best of luck on the restart.
Thank you. Have a good day up there.
Steve Haney, the Falcon Motorsports driver out of Lloydminster, South Carolina. Apologies if I got... Sorry, no, that's Saskatchewan. How about that? Fellow Canadian up here on the racetrack. I know who my favorite is to win this race now. So used to trying to remember American state abbreviations. Don't often get the chance to call some of the provinces of the Great White North. So first crash was caused by a bit of over-aggressive driving. Second crash caused by, well, someone just losing control by themselves off of the corner. Both drivers with, I have been informed, and courtesy of Nolan Gross, the race control in the YouTube chat, informed of the rule of they have to serve a drive-through before lap 15. And I believe with that drive-through that we saw, that should be Nathan Johnson's drive-through served. So Felber now is yet to serve his. And again, correct me if I am wrong. Aaron's, well, interesting. A couple of trucks being sent to the rear here. Jake Mummert being sent back in the Best Buy Silverado. He's not the only one. Benjamin Romano also going to the tail, as is Stephen Henning Jr. Henning did not come down pit road on this stop. He was, he went all the way back. And again, choose rules are in effect this afternoon. You see several drivers getting doubled up on the racetrack now. It's Ethan Skye, playoff driver on the inside to lead the way to the green. Matthew Greathouse starts second up top. Then you have Blake Witkowski, Josh Brackett, Elijah Fisher, and Drew Cox for the first three rows. A lot of Silverados in the field this afternoon. Not a lot of Toyota representation. I'm counting 6 Fords. 6 Fords, 2 Toyotas. At least about 15 Chevys on the racetrack. The Chevys headed up by Marco Alejandro Romero, along with Roman Felber. Fords driven by Fisher, Haar, Cannon, Johnson, Henderson, and Henning. Race cars in a pit road. And we'll try it again. Lap 15, green flag in the air. Three wide already, middle of the field here. 27, 15 to 45, all kind of getting a bit squeezed in. That is Mayfield up top, Stanton and Felber on board with Aaron Stanton in the number 10 spot. They'll get the 3 wide back down to 2 as we work through turn numbers 3 and 4, and there is Skye pulling clear of Greathouse, trying to pull the block. Felber takes to pit road, serving his mandatory drive-through for the incident. Meanwhile, Witkowski looking like he wants to open up the door a little bit here as we work it through turn numbers 1 and 2 to the back straightaway. One of the tamest restarts we've seen so far, as still 23 trucks strong deep into turn number 3. Greathouse trying to put Lucky Dog Racing, up to the top shelf. Oh, trouble, middle of the field, around goes the 21. Oh, look out, up into the air. Multiple trucks now sideways on the back straightaway. Started with Drew Cox, and it escalated from there, a multi-truck mess on the back chute. Slows us down for the 3rd time tonight. It's already in progress here. You can see Drew Cox sideways down low, then just washes up. Stanley gets into him, the 21 truck, up into the air. Physics do their work and bring him back down. The 45 took a big hit there. Holy cow. That was a wild miss for one of those trucks down low. want to back this up a little bit further and see if we can really try to dissect the root cause what happened to Cox here. So he's got the 2 of Elijah Fisher just behind, and it looks like the 21 might have just gotten a bit loose there to me. And sends him around and then just nowhere to go on the back straightaway, frankly. Hard hit into the wall for the Best Buy machine. I think that's all that was, right? Just wrong place, wrong time for a lot of these guys. There you see the 21 down low, and yeah, he was already going around before the 2 made contact, so that is on Cox on that one, by my diagnosis. Jeez Louise, a couple of trucks having near misses with that one. One of the bigger misses that you saw was from Jeremy Pienta, the DL Design Silverado. Take a ride on board with him. Real good job on working his way through that and getting that truck back underneath him. So 3 cautions, 20 laps. We're left with 70 to go. Pit stops are underway. And again, it's a split call. Some drivers taking field only. Sky's on 4. So is Great House, Har, Sutherland, and Cox. Caution number 3 on just lap number 20. We are... well, tell you what, let's take ourselves with a real quick step back. We'll return with more racing action in just a moment on Green Flight TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Green Flight TV getting set to return back to racing action. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Intense Racing Sim Series. Under caution number 3, the first round of the round of 10 in the midst of playoffs. This race tonight brought to you by 213 Simware as well as Lake Storage. This is the Lake Storage 90 from the Michigan International Speedway. Starting this race, 69 laps left on the boards, 3 cautions. It's been a bloody one so far this afternoon as we'll restack them, re-rack them, and get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Boy, a lot of jockeying in the middle of the field. I think somebody didn't really go back here. Looking for 3, almost 4 wide down the front stretch into turn number 1. Fanning out. They are going to be 4 wide for the briefest of moments on the back straightaway. 3 by 3 each as Brackett and Johnson remain side by side for the top spot. Now 4 wide again in the middle of 3 and 4. It's always a brave game to be playing no matter what track you're racing at, but especially here. How volatile the exits of these corners can be, and how volatile these trucks are to getting off the ground. Up the road, Johnson for the outside. Fisher down low, 3 wide for the lead with Fisher on the apron. And just like that, Elijah Fisher to the point. At Michigan, sideways goes to 69. Around goes Romero up the track and around. Not the start to a playoff run that this league wanted to have. 4 cautions in 24 laps as Paco Alejandro Romero finds himself facing the wrong direction. Tough break for the 69 entry. He got sent, it looked like, by the 24, Joshua Sutherland. I know we kind of came in a little late there. Look at the 96 up top. What a save from the DL Designs machine. And Romero tags the outside wall before sliding all the way down the back stretch into turn number 4. So he's being pushed by Sutherland here. And Sutherland, I think, tries to look for the over-under and just misjudges it, runs him over in the process. Again, not the way this league was hoping to start this race off, as well, a nasty couple of incidents there on the opening lap. I want to try to get a look on. There he is, Mr. Pienta. Show us that wheel work one more time, my friend. And boy, Pienta smoking the tires here. He's in a pit road now. Great wheel work to drag that truck underneath him. That is absolutely stellar. Take another look at this and look at how far sideways this truck's going to get here. What is that, 45, 50 degrees, just about sideways? Get a drift license with a move like that. Of course, the 11 of Keegan Clark also having an extremely near miss up top. This is what Clark saw. Just kept that thing off the outside wall. Well, almost a nasty ride there for Pienta. He now finds himself back in the 20th place. We'll bring Jeremy Pienta up in the broadcast booth. Jeremy, this is Noel Rampel up here in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, that's 2 for 2. You've been involved in back-to-back now, but you're able to escape that last one with just some shredded tires. Overall, how's the truck feeling?
It feels good. I fit for fresh tires, so hopefully I can make it back up through.
Overall, you got a game plan for the rest of the race. Is that quick repair still in the back pocket?
Yes, the quick repair is still in the back in the back pocket, and I'm just gonna roll with the flow.
All right, we'll let you get back to work. Good luck out there.
All right, thank you.
Jeremy Pienta restarting from P20 in this one, or at least he was set to, but it looks like we are going to be doubled up now. Working back straight away. Fisher from Johnson, from Clark, from Brackett, Sutherland, and Mummert. Mummert. Confirmation on that would be awesome. I know I'm not the usual voice for these races. I'm sure Mr. Flagar does a phenomenal job on pronouncing these guys' names better than I could probably. Once again, we're just filling in for this one race. You can Get all the rest of the races, both past and future, on Virtual Motorsports TV. Green flag in the air. Let's return to racing. Talk about a jump there from Elijah Fisher. No one saw it coming. Now out by half a second. I wonder if some of that blinking that we're seeing from him might have had something to do with that. 95 of Johnson up top. Mummer down low. The 20 trying to get an angle in as well. Witkowski, Ivan's bracket, looking for 3, just a little ways behind. Now up the track, loose for the 11. Clark way up the racetrack. Mummer down low. One truck catches the outside wall. Still sliding middle of the field. That's the 96 of Caden Bailey. Big moment there for the Vice Motorsports driver, and not sure what happened there coming off of the final corner. But a wild ride. We'll try to get a look at that in a moment. For now, Sutherland trying to get around Elijah Fisher, but that Falcon Motorsports driver is not making it easy down to the inside with that connection issue that he's struggling with. But Sutherland jumps to the point. Let's take a look back. This is what happened to the 96. And so he got pushed into by Sky. Sky turned him. How about that? Beautiful save on the front stretch. Now we see Mummer take to the lead as Jack Mummer, the number 77 Best Buy Silverado. Saw him around earlier on. Now he's going to rip to the front, 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Witkowski, Sutherland, Fisher, Blake Witkowski, the Capital Esports driver, putting down the fastest lap last time by. Sutherland down low, Mummer up top. Sutherland clears. Can Mummer go for the crossover? He's certainly trying for it. He's got the run. Momentum up top for the number 77. Looking for the inside line. And Sutherland right at his door. Upper corner. Clear for the lead from Mummer. Immediately blocks down low, trying to keep Sutherland from getting the over-under. 60 laps to go. We're at the 1/3 mark. Sutherland wants this lead. Remember, winning, you're in. He wins. He's locked himself into the round of 6. He knows that. He knows how critical it is to get himself into contention here. He is not giving up that lead without a fight. Mummer retains the race lead. Sutherland trying to get the nose in as well, but Sutherland, I think, going to be kept on the outside, looking in for a little while longer. Way up the hill goes the 77 engine. Starting 71 into the wall. Catching the wall is Witkowski that time by. The 15 is going to scramble low. Cash Felber not having too much faith in Witkowski's pace. Still a 2-wide duel. Oh, contact! Napa Autoburns shoving the tech conglomerate up the racetrack as Best Buy gets bodied out of the way in turn number 4. Sutherland says, "This is my night! I want to lead the round of 10 in the opener!" But Mummer trying to play games, trying to upset the rhythm. Bump and run at the 2-mile, but here to the Michigan. Mummer takes it down low as we hit the back straightaway. Ethan Sky takes it 3. He wants to get a piece of the pie. Sky washes across the nose of Mullet. Sutherland hemorrhaging spots now, but Sky's got an aggressive 77, and I think we need to watch out for that 77 truck because he has proven he is not afraid to use the chrome horn to fight a little bit dirty to get that pass done for the lead. Sutherland trying to cut for the middle line, but he's got to contend with Har on the bottom side of the racetrack. Shane Har scrambling low. He's going to barely tuck to the line, swipes across the nose of Elijah Fisher. And now Sutherland back to the bottom lane. Across the nose, contact, up the track, save it! Yes! Yes, this is great! Sutherland retakes he's going to retake third. Mullet hangs on. How is Sutherland in this race? This is one of the wildest Michigan races I've seen, and we're on lap 35 of 90. We're not even halfway. Jack Mullet still pulling clear. Elijah Sky right in his mirror, still trying to go with him. Mullet blocks low. Here comes Sky, though. The aggression turning up to 12. Forget 11. We're on to the 12. We're into the 13 scale now at a 10 for the aggression. Sky gonna look low, trying to get around Mullet off a turn. Number 4 this time around. Sutherland still maintains his run in third, and now Sky's looking for the lead. Elijah Sky picks up the top spot. Oh, how I want to take a look back on what happened. I'm terrified we're going to miss something, though, if we try. We'll try here, though. Watch here as the 24 sweeps across the nose. Right rear hooked. Look at the wheel work from Sutherland. How that truck did not get right rear hooked head onto the wall is a miracle. Elijah Fisher forced it to pit road. And he is now out of the battle for the lead for now. Ethan Sky up at the front, 110. Sutherland wants it back. Slings it to the inside. Sends her firewall deep into turn 3. Oh boy, we're fighting dirty now. We're getting the elbows out. Mullet's not going to take kindly to that. On board. And oh boy. Well, a brief connection drop there. Looks like things have managed to stabilize. Not sure if that was server side or client side. Things have stabilized now, though. Mullet did not send Sutherland like I thought he might, but you can see the different lines that they're taking here. Jack Mullet desperately wants to go after Joshua Sutherland up front. Nathan Johnson, Josh Brackett, Keegan Clark all came down to pit road. That last lap by as well. They are now just leaving pit road. Oh, there he goes. He got a chance. A slip up. Big slip up for Sutherland. And Sutherland checks up middle of 3 and 4. Sky gets out in front. Mullet trying to push Sutherland, get that momentum back. Here comes Shane Har down on the low side. He's bringing Josh Henderson with him now. Josh Brackett into pit road this time by. We keep eyes on the leaders. Shane Har under fire. Kubota Tractors F-150. Excuse me, as pressure down low. Henderson making it 3 by 3. I think finally we have started to enter the ebb and flow of this race, and I think at long last we can take a chill pill. As I say, that heart gets loose. A lot of, oh boy, a lot of jockeying that we just saw. There goes Sutherland trying to retake the lead now from Ethan Sky. Sky leads one more. 4 laps away from halfway. All of that happened in the first half of this race. That is a wild prospect. Contact again. No, Sutherland takes out Sky. They're both sideways. They're both sideways. Catch it. And they're both going to recover it. Sky and Sutherland go into war, and that has brought Mummer right back into the fray. Mummer will easily retake the lead with that mistake. And all the while, Drew Cox, the driver that started in second, now he's entered the fray. We got drivers pitting. Mummer, the first one in. Oh, in trouble! 2 trucks around to the edge of the pit road. Cash Felber and Romero both around. Big issues for a couple coming down into pit road there. Take a look. This is what happened to Romero. As he slides the tail end now, coming down to pit road. You already see the 15. That was Cash Felber sideways in front of him. This wheel hopped it hard on the brakes and slammed directly into the wall that we saw one truck body earlier. Here comes another big batch. Fox, Wachowski, Sutherland, Henderson, Evans, Henning Jr., and Bailey. So while these pit stops are underway, let's take a look back on the Joshua Sutherland and Ethan Sky grudge match. Look at this. I mean, does that get any more intense? They are locked together with that. And this is what Mummer saw throughout all of this. Oh no, sorry, this is on board with Sutherland. This is with Mummer. You can see it up the road. I mean, the fact that they didn't wreck there is nothing short of a minor miracle. Cade Canada, the next one to come down to the lane. And here comes Shane Haar. Jeremy Pienta also in, this time by and now next one in will be Benjamin Romano. Oh, sideways and around he goes. Freight Auctions, number 23, finds himself around. He did keep it off the wall, though. Brandon Mayfield gets it with no problems. That just leaves Matthew Greathouse, now the lone runner on the racetrack. Kind of recapping the battle for the net race lead. It's now between Jack Mummer and Ethan Sky for the net race lead. Greathouse is going to be losing the lead in the pit stop cycle here. Right behind him is Nathan Johnson, Josh Sutherland, Blake Witkowski, Mark Allen Bivens as well. Closest grouping on the racetrack is Romero, Bailey, Henning, and Cannon. Group of 4 in a battle for 14th right now. So Ethan Sky going to continue to pile on the pressure with Jack Mummert here. Will he look for the lead now is the big question, or is he going to now put more focus on saving some of that fuel, running in the draft, helping him break away from third place on back? I would work to help build the gap from third on down, honestly. You know, get yourself a good, healthy gap, then you can battle that, especially since these guys are fighting back here as well. I think there was just contact between Mullet and Witkowski coming off of turn 4. So I would definitely say run with run as you are. I mean, you're doing just fine. You're pulling away 3.5 seconds. Nothing to worry about. No reason to really fight this all that much amongst yourselves when you've still got almost half the darn race to go. Now, I say that, Mummer with a slip, and I think Sky was debating going for it. But he'll stay with him down the front. So far, both Felbers are out of racing action this afternoon. It's a tough break for both of them as they find themselves now on the outside looking in. Both drivers are making their first starts in the intense sim racing sim series this afternoon. Tough break to see them both out early on. 3 wide for 13th here. Bailey, Cannon, and Fisher all going at it. Pretty hefty battle group here. In fact, they're actually closing in on Nathan Johnson a little bit further up the road. A large-scale scrap for the 11th place spot right now, headed up by Marco Alejandro Romero. Good change, though, with Caden Bailey, Cade Cannon, and more trying to get into the ring. 2 of Romero's teammates now out of the race. So Romero is desperately needed the good run. And, in fact, the other driver that would have been in the playoffs currently kind of sitting around with these guys. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay. Right, okay. First time I've just noticed this. Ethan Sky, I apologize. I thought Manjensik was not in this race. I was completely wrong. Manjensik is in this race. Sky is the middle name. I was wondering why there were 2 different names on the back. Well, now we know. You know what? Let's fix that, shall we? Let's get the right name up on screen. There we go. Now we got Manjensik's name up there. My apologies, the driver, the number 8. So 2 of the OnlyFans Racing trucks still out there on the racetrack. And as it appears, dinner has called for the Felber family. The battle's still on for third on down. Blake Witkowski holding on. Sutherland, Cox, and Haar in the mix. Bivens and Henderson are in the fray, and then further behind them, look at this intense fight with Romero trying to get around the 33 entry as Cade Cannon washed across the nose, did get clear, but now the 69 entry holding him up there, not landing the UPS Ford get down low. Man, really forcing up the racetrack. An aggressive fight here for Romero. As Cannon maintains the run. Majestic trying to go for the race lead now. Across the nose, looking for the over-under, and Mubber will get the door slammed shut in his face. Keegan Clark, talked about him already. He is in pit road actively right now as we speak. Well, it was looking for 4 tires and fuel, but that's a long stop. That is a real long stop. Has Clark been hit for speeding potentially? Oh, around and does get the inside wall. That'll do it. Boy, it's been a hard-fought battle for a lot of drivers this afternoon. Now we see Elijah Fish in the pit road, so the next round of green flag pit stops about to kick off in full force. For those tuning in, if you want to see more of our shows, well, coming on up on Green Flag TV on Saturday night, the SRA IEL Truck Series swings down to Homestead Miami Speedway for a 150-lap trip for the Sunshine State. The SRL Xfinity Series on Sunday night has a 120-lapper around the Daytona International Speedway, presented by Purple Haze Auto Sport. And then it's another playoff race. Round 18 of the High Tide Race League MF Race Designs Premier Series. We'll see its eliminator round for the round of 12. Boy, smoke up the road. Gotta be at Atlanta Motor Speedway, though, coming on up. Not sure who the smoke was or what it was for, but Sky and Jensen have kind of broken up a little bit. Well, source of the smoke might remain a mystery. Nathan Johnson just leaving pit road. Here's Shane Haar. Scrapping to the inside of Blake Witkowski, as Witkowski tries to make something happen. All the while, Joshua Sutherland still trying to see if he can't reel in the front runners. The problem is these guys aren't working together. I'm going to be honest. If they were working together, if they were bum trafficking, they might have caught him by now. But they're too focused on fighting each other than they are on actually trying to go and retake the lead of this race. They might be banking on another yellow flag coming in. Well, 30 laps to go. We are gearing up for pit stops this afternoon. Let's take a rundown top to bottom throughout your field this afternoon on how the running order is as it stands. Majestic right now with the race lead. Mummert in second. Shane Haar brings it up in third. With Witkowski fourth. Sutherland fifth. Cox in sixth. Eric Stanton and Josh Henderson round out this battle all the way back to ninth, with Caden Bailey bringing up the next pack in 10th. King Candace sits in 11th with Matthew Greathouse down in 12th, one of the big losers on the afternoon. Marco Alejandro Romero, despite his issues in this race, he is up 13 with Steve Henning Jr. in 14th after he started into the top 5. Benjamin Romano in 15th, Mayfield in 16th, and it's Fienza, Johnson, and Fisher to round out the trucks that are just 1 or 2 laps down. Brackett is in 20th. Then, of course, Clark, Felber, and Felber, both out of racing action this afternoon. Traffic starting to play a little bit of a factor here. That was Josh Brackett, the Cox Motorsports number 20, that the top 2 just got around. Now they're still fighting it out for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Sutherland finally picks up the third place spot. He's starting to take off with it now. And here we go. This might be the kick that we need as, oh, maybe not. Alan Bivens into pit road. And he's going to retire the truck. Oh no, Romero's lost it. Romero slides entering pit road as now he finds himself facing the wrong direction. Jeez, Sutherland is getting the elbows out here, but this is what happened to Romero coming down to the pits. That truck just never got itself settled as he'll loop the back end. And now, green flag pit stops in earnest. Menjesic, Mummert, Sutherland, Witkowski, and Stanton all into pit road. Long stop from Menjesic. 15.9 seconds in the box. Very unusual to see a truck sitting there for any longer than the high 14s. Here comes Haar, Cox, and Henderson. Next batch in. Cannon, Greathouse remain out on the racetrack for the time being. So they'll be the next batch to make their way out. Jade Cannon, one of the playoff runners, made a very late appearance in this one. Was not really present throughout all of practice until the last 10-15 minutes or so. He now leads the way with pit stops no doubt imminent for the top two. So with all that said and done, racing action looking set to continue as per. Take yourselves a quick step back. When we return, it's more racing action on Green Flag TV. And Menjesic has just unlapped himself.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back to Green Flight TV. 20 laps, make that now 19 laps to go in the Lake Storage 90 for the first round of the playoffs of the Intense Racing Sim Series. Is I believe their inaugural series of competition this afternoon. Sutherland has taken the race lead as a result of the pit stop cycle. That long stop from Manjensic cost him dearly. Shane Hard, Drew Cox also now embroiled in a battle for the top spot. And you got other drivers like Blake Witkowski that are also trying to make get a run going for themselves. So now it's the waiting game. When do the elbows come out? We know what's going to happen. These drivers have gotten aggressive with each other before this race. And then the question is, are they going to wait for other drivers to get in the mix like Har, or are they going to be the one to instigate? Jack Mummer, by the way, the number 77 in the middle of this battle. He is not a factor in this battle because he was caught speeding entering pit road, and this is his pit entry. Going just a wee bit too quick when he hit that line. A big shame that Mullet is not able to contend in this battle. That would have been a hell of a fight to see, but we got a good enough one with Sutherland, Manjensic, Har, and now Cox all in the fray, and then Witkowski steadily trying to chip away at this gap. Compare the lap times these last few laps, and Witkowski has been losing time quite steadily to despair, and he's lost another 7/100ths of a second. So try as he may, Witkowski really not closing in much on the front runners. And that is courtesy of the top three, all drafting together in a three-truck tandem down the back chute. The battle's on the racetrack. Blake Witkowski, he's got Aaron Stanton 4/10 of a second behind him, trying to run him down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the racetrack, Caden Bailey and Steve Henning Jr. in a bit of a tussle. This is for the last spot inside the top 10. Then Henderson and Romero. Boy, both trucks a little bit crossed up coming through turn 2. They're scrapping for 15th. Oh, but we got a moment here. Shane Hard to the lead as Manjensic and Cox have gotten into it, and Sutherland's dropped all the way back to 4th. Something huge has just happened in the battle for the lead. Shane Hard to the top spot. Watch this here as Sutherland getting a little bit loose. Slides it out, tags the wall. That's going to give him some pretty hefty right front damage now. Doesn't look like it's a lot, though. Not seeing really much of this onboard shot. Oh, but he's just caught it again off of turn 2. That's not good. Now Manjensic's into the wall just in front. Cox started to pull away. He is running down Shane Hard. Remember, if Cox, Manjensic, or Sutherland wins this race, they will lock themselves into the round of 6 in about 3-4 weeks' time. If Har wins the race, that's one spot that's taken away. Witkowski into pit road. He cannot go the distance. It'll be a grudge match for the race lead in the closing 15 laps here. Benjamin Romano, Stephen Henning Jr. Seeing what they can do as they are closing within 2/10 of each other. They're now fighting for 9th after Henderson came down pit road. And now, oh boy, it's a fuel mileage race. Nathan Johnson couldn't go the distance. So another pit stop does seem to be inevitable. Take a look at the pit strategies here for the top 10 in this field, and you can see averaging about 19 to 21 laps there under green. Some drivers did manage to push it to 22. And yeah, with all drivers on at least 10 laps on their stints, yeah, this is not possible to go the distance. They're going to have to be pitting with less than 10 laps to go. That is a very dangerous game, and I think some drivers thinking they want to come in a bit early, and I think Drew Cox, even Sky Majensic, Joshua Sutherland, they are all thinking similar. Wow, a lot of smoke there on entry. All three of these trucks are in a pit road. Shane Har has remained out on the racetrack. But he's at the risk now of being undercut. And here's the kicker. Do you take tires? Do you have tires left? Sutherland is fuel only. He is making his way out. So is Drew Cox. Majensic taking tires. Unless he's not, and he's caught for speeding. Take a look back on the entry as Stanton comes down a pit road, and Majensic, yeah, nowhere close to making it to pit road speed there. So Majensic, all of a sudden, a heavy hitter out of the race. Aaron Stanton is taking 4 tires. The field has been very much fractured as a result. Henning, Romano, scrapping for 4th and 5th. Less than 10 to go. Shane Har has insisted on staying out, and I am not in agreement with this strategy. Witkowski has taken 4 tires, but he's given up a lot of time. I think Har might be hoping for a caution to try and save him here, but at this point, everyone's come down to pit road. You got to respond. Can't afford to wait here. Caden Bailey, the Vice Motorsports driver, is in. And he's through the box. They'll have to back that one up. That was a dogfight of epic proportions in the first half of this race. Second half, things are really kind of tapered off a little bit. Everything's calmed themselves down. No real fights on the racetrack at the moment. The battle for what would be the net race lead. 2.5 seconds separate them, and Drew Cox being pushed by his teammate, Josh Brackett. It's going to make this an extremely hard duo to usurp. Reinhardt finally yields. He will come down to pit road with 5 to go. Little lock of the fronts. Oh, problem! Stands off the racetrack! Into the infield grass. Is that a yellow? No caution yet. We're going to keep it green, I think. But issues for Stanton here as... Oh, wow. He got dumped. Just got turned by the 69 of Romero there. Not sure what that was all about, but... frankly, a little uncalled for, if I'm being honest. On board with the 69 of Romero. Maybe just... all right, I'll retract. Maybe a couple of lines just coming together there. Oh boy, but the yellow is indeed out. Ooh, that's a choice. That is a choice. It might not have been, though, for the incident. I'm going to confirm something here. So this is Mummert right behind the 69 entry. Oh, caution's already out. So what happened to Mummert here? Interesting. He's pulled it to a stop. Now, I'm going to kind of stay with pit road here because I'm curious. I am genuinely curious here with this one. So there's Stanton getting turned. That was 30 seconds prior to the yellow flag coming out. Now watch the lights on the pace car. The incident's happening. It's done and dusted. It's gone now. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. Still waiting. No caution, no caution. We're gonna do some investigative journalism here, folks. So bear with me here. Still no yellow. There's the leader out of pit road. There the yellow comes out. Now, is there anyone else that is sideways on the racetrack? That is the big question right now, because that'll determine what this wreck was for. The answer is no. So it was indeed for the spin that we saw with Aaron Stanton. I don't like to make harsh calls, but I'm thinking 30 seconds after, I mean, let it ride at that point, I would feel. We'll have to ask what the drivers feel about this one in the post race, but great house, Haar and Cox. They now lead the way. Now, critically, Matthew Greathouse has not come down to pit road. He did not pit under this caution flag when he had the chance. This is forcing this race into overtime. So all the things I said about, you know, this race is panned on out. It's just going to be a smooth sail from here to the end. Out the window. Completely out the window. This has just turned into a no-holds-barred slugfest. So 2 non-playoff drivers are lining up on the front row. That's a pretty big deal. Witkowski, Cox, and Sutherland, and heck, even Fisher, they can all see a victory here. They can all see it's just up the road. Anything can happen on the restart. If they get back to the white flag, whatever happens, happens. Green flag in the air this time by Racing Action resumes once again. Matthew Greathouse getting a great launch off of the line, but he's got a lot of drivers to contend with behind. Witkowski still holding to the inside of Haar. Haar pulling clear from the top shelf. Fanning out down the back straightaway, nobody being too aggressive yet. Greathouse has been caught, though, into turn number 3 for what could be the second to last time tonight. Off of turn 4, Sutherland loose in the background. We're going to recover it, though. And Matthew Greathouse takes the white flag. This race is official. All right. Who's got the gall to go for the top spot? Blake Witkowski to the inside. Witkowski sending one down to the bottom lane, sideways on the back straightaway. Multiple trucks going around, one into the air, almost up and over. One is up and over. Huge crash, the whole field falls apart. Witkowski down low. Greathouse, does he have the over-under? Trying to go for him in 3 and 4. Drew Cox running in third. Witkowski pulls clear. Greathouse not going to get there. And it's going to be one Blake Witkowski locking himself into the round of 6. And all of this comes at the result of a monstrous pileup on the back straightaway on the final lap of the race. No holds barred, and that's what that means. Take a quick look back on what happened. Just fell apart to the front, and then multiple trucks sliding around, several getting into the air. Hard licks into the inside safer barrier. But at the end of the day, Blake Witkowski will come home, and he gets to burn it down to the front straightaway. Witkowski entered this race in a tie for the 4th place position. This is his 3rd win of the season. He ties the record for Drew Cox for most wins in a season. Sorry, no, this is a 2nd win. So his 2nd win in this in his career this afternoon. That win locked him in to the playoffs with just 4 starts. This is only his 5th start this season, and now he is the first driver to lock himself in to the round of 6 this afternoon. Second rundown of your official post-race results this afternoon. It was a wild one this afternoon, and it comes down to Blake Witkowski taking home the race win ahead of Matthew Greathouse. Drew Cox will play host to the 3rd place on the podium this afternoon for the regular season champion. Marco Romero will be in 4th with Henning in 5th, caught up in that big crash on the back straightaway. Same story for Joshua Sutherland and pretty much everybody behind him, with guys in Benjamin Romano, Jeremy Pienta, Brandon Mayfield, and 9th and Elisha Fisher rounds out the top 10. From there, it's Cade Cannon, Aaron Stanton, Nathan Johnson, Shane Haar for the last cards finish on the lead lap. Laps down was Josh Henderson, Eden Skyman Jessic, Caden Bailey, and then guys like Jack Bummer, Josh Brackett, and Mark Allen Bivens, along with Keegan Clark, Roman Felber, and Cash Felber, failing to finish racing action this afternoon. Boy, what a dogfight, though, for the race win this afternoon. And These drivers had to work for their paychecks this afternoon. It's going to be a huge day, though, for one Blake Witkowski. So he takes home the top step this afternoon. Let's take a rundown here and we'll give a chit-chat to the drivers that come home at the end of the night. And, well, we'll start it off with the man of the hour, Blake Witkowski. You come home at the end of the night, only your 5th start this season. And we'll kind of talk us through it. You got one win to lock yourself into the playoffs, and in just your 5th start, another win will lock you into the round of 6. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels really good. Had a good strategy call there at the end to seal the deal.
Kind of walk us through this race. It was a huge slugfest. As you're well aware early on, you were caught up in a lot of the slugging that we saw early in this race, and you got a chance to finally take a breather once we got past the lap 50 mark.
Yeah, at the start I was doing pretty well, just managing the lead. If I got past, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just stayed behind them, but then people got way too aggressive for no reason, and then just started throwing haymakers, and then there's people blinking, shoving their nose in, and they blink and their car jolts up and I get slammed into the wall. And then my race, I pretty much stayed in 5th to 8th for 80 laps. And then I saved a set of tires there. So when everyone else pitted on the second to last caution, that got me where I am right now because I was able to save a set of tires and no one else had a set.
We now look forward, though, to the races that are coming on up next. Martinsville, Atlanta, 2 very unique choices for the first race of the round of 12. And we both know, right, those are races, anything can happen there. How does it feel any better knowing that you don't have to worry about your positioning going into those races now?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to lock in this early in the round. Martinsville, I feel pretty confident as I just got to stay up front, get out of the nonsense in the back. And if it's new Atlanta, it's anyone's game. If it's old Atlanta, I feel pretty confident.
Well, Blake, congratulations on taking your 2nd race win of your IRSS career, and we will look to see you once again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Huge drive from the Wisconsin native this afternoon as he comes home 1st place this afternoon. No sign of Matthew Greathouse this afternoon. Doesn't look like he was available to give us a chat, but we do have Drew Cox up in the broadcast booth. And, well, Drew, you were the regular series champion. 3rd place isn't a bad way to kick off the playoff runs, but I know you probably have mixed feelings about this result tonight. You had it pretty much locked up with your teammate. Then, of course, the late caution call comes out. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, that self-spin really kind of set me back a little bit. Me and Josh, my teammate, we had a pretty good game plan going in about strategy, and with us only running 50% fuel, you know, you got to kind of stretch out the tires a little bit longer than you need to. But, man, we had it played out perfect. I mean, Josh, he came in and I know he was a couple laps down, but we kind of timed that just how we needed to. And he was going to push me. I mean, I don't know Matt's strategy was pretty good, but yeah, I mean, I'm tickled with 3rd place. Coming off regular season championship, this is good momentum for the playoffs.
Talk about good momentum. Momentum is what you need at a track like Martinsville and at Atlanta coming on up in just the next couple of weeks. You gotten 3 wins on the season so far, the only driver to do so this championship so far. How confident are you can try to lock yourself in via a win in the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward really to all the rest of the races we got. I mean, I would say Martinsville's probably going to be my better track. You know, we just got to keep the nose on it and just kind of, you know, stay clear, try to stay up front the whole race is the game plan for that one. But, you know, Atlanta with the new repave, it's going to be kind of tough. You know, everybody's going to be kind of in the same playing field there. But I think Martinsville's going to be my best shot. But, you know, with our point situation, I just need some good consistent finishes, and I think I can find my way to Homestead.
Well, Drew, congratulations on taking 3rd place this afternoon after a hard-fought run. We'll let you get back to celebrating, and we'll see you again in Martinsville.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to the league, and shout out to you coming on board broadcasting, and shout out to my teammate Josh. I mean, he was wicked fast there at the beginning. I just didn't play out how we wanted to, but yeah, just great race overall for sure.
Drew Cox, the driver of Baton, North Carolina, comes home 3rd this afternoon with his teammate Josh Brackett finishing a lap down. It's a big shame. He really some could argue probably should have won this race, but you know what they say, such is life. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a hard-fought run indeed, but before we get to all of that, there is still a lot more racing action coming on up on Green Flag TV. Of course, next week, this series is going to be over back on Extreme Motorsports TV. I believe that was the channel. Let me confirm that real quick here. Virtual Motorsports TV is going to be covering the rest of this championship. I was just filling in for this 1 week, so you got all the rest of the races this season over there. If you're interested about more of what we got here on Green Flag TV, though, tune into the SRAIL Truck Series on Saturday night. They're racing at Homestead Miami Speedway. The SRL Xfinity Series kicks off their season at Daytona International Speedway. Scott Rankin and I bring you all the action on Sunday night. And the Derek Watson back into the broadcast booth on Monday night for the round of 12 eliminator over at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Round number 18 of the High Tide Race League MF Race Designs Premier Series. Boy, what a wild way to kick off playoffs, though. And I can tell you right now, while I might not be able to follow the rest of this championship, it's going to be a wild championship nonetheless. My name is Little Ramble. If you want to find out more about who we are, check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. We'll see you next time on Green Flag TV.